policy advisor Joseph
The Joe
Rogan.
Rogan experience.
The Taliban have taken over Afghanistan.
That's a creepy
that
one,
looks weird.
Isn't that dude like some fucking weirdo reactionary failed rapper guy who like was you know, I'm gonna be a woman for a day and go work out and do deadlift and break deadlift records to show what it's like, and that trans people are faking it. Yeah, that's the guy, right? That guy is such a fucking clown. Oh my god. God damn, dude. Oh, here we fucking go. Oh, I can't fucking believe it, bruv. I can't believe it. It's almost like you forgot the top of the hour ad break, yeah? But you fucking didn't, right? This is a goddamn segue, if you know what I mean. Alright, it's the fucking top of the hour. Every hour it's time for a 60 fucking second ad break, bruv. Alright? Yeah, that's right. That's fucking right. And if you no longer want to see the fucking ads, it's Tuesday, innit? All you need to do is fucking subscribe. You got a license for that fucking ad break? Yes, I do. You want to fucking no longer see the ad break? All you need to do is subscribe for $5 dues or for free. Twitch Prime is fucking free if you got a fucking... Twitch Prime is free if you have a Amazon Prime account. Alright, alright. Also, another way to, you know, another way to have an ad-free broadcasting experience uninterrupted is by using a fucking ad blocker or a VPN or something. But Twitch Prime is fucking free. Here's the ad break now.
You see the people falling from the plane?
I did.
That's wild.
Jamie, pull that up again.
It's weird.
People
It's
are rushing the plane, trying to get on board, trying to get rescued and taken out of the country. It's like, fuck.
It's so odd. You know, I was having a conversation with friends just yesterday, and I was saying, I literally had forgotten. Like, I was like, why was the U.S. in Afghanistan again? Like, it had been so long. I was literally trying to remember what the initial reason for going in there was.
Yeah.
But I mean, I'm no foreign policy expert and not going to pretend to be, but it seems very obvious that the way they withdrew was crazy, and leaving all the weapons and ammunition and vehicles and stuff like that for the Taliban to just come and scoop up.
If
this guy is surprised by Americans arming the Taliban, I'm sure he would be shocked to find out that, like, you know, we've been doing that for years. Don't tell him.
A legit conspiracy theorist, like a real tinfoil hatter, you would look at this and go, this is probably the best way to ensure the support of a reinvasion. Like, leave a bunch of weapons behind, make the whole thing disastrous, have the Taliban take over the entire country in a short period of time, start executing women mayors, do all the crazy shit that they're probably going to do, and then, you know, have some real public outcry.
So weird. People are. I still get people who are.
Not that far-fetched. Seeing what we've done in the past. I mean, I have a different take on this, but
confused as to why I do not generally trust the government, and I don't know how many examples I need to pull out from recent times and from further history to just be like, look, whether this is malice or it's incompetence or with something.
So here's the thing. It's a double win, okay? On the one hand, you win over stability, so you can, like, finally fucking build, like, extraction facilities, all that sort of stuff, without fear that the Taliban is going to come and, like, blow it up or steal your resources that you are extracting out of the earth. On the other hand, you literally create a secondary reason to never pull out and have permanent occupation in every other fucking country, because, like, look what happens to Afghanistan when we pulled out. You know what I mean?
Things, it doesn't matter. All right, whether it's malice or incompetence.
Incompetence in anything.
But how can, with certain things, I'm like, how can it be? Like, it's so obvious, right? It's so obvious what is going to happen in a certain situation, and then you do it anyway. And I don't understand that. One person can be incompetent, but it's like, it's not just one person who makes all these ideas. They've got actual people who are supposed to be experts and advisors, etc. I mean, you even had people in the media last month, right? And the media is pretty friendly towards Joe Biden here for the most part. And people in the media are saying, hey, if you do this, aren't the Taliban going to just take over everything?
He's like, no.
And he's like, no.
No, there's 300,000 Afghanistan armed soldiers.
Dude, he's literally a fucking, what the fuck? You're a comedian, dude. You got to do better. That's the saddest part, is that like Joe Rogan's descent into like full tilt reactionary nonsense has turned him into a less funny person.
Soldiers, only 75,000 Taliban. Meanwhile, they took it over in a day.
They just did it. Yeah.
Yeah. And there was no gunshots fired.
No.
I just think the whole thing's a disaster. This nation building idea is a disaster. And Afghanistan itself has never been a traditional country in the sense of like a central leadership. It's like, it's basically, for most of history, has been run by warlords.
Yep.
It's like warlords that controlled regions.
Here's a question, Joe. This is something I wonder about a lot, both on an individual level and on a nation level. How much and at what point should, say, a country get involved with the affairs of another one? Where
It's
do
a
you think
good
that
question.
line is?
Well, it should be probably we should have levels of atrocity that are intolerable, right? Where it's like Nazi Germany type levels. But if that's the case, why are we not invading North Korea? Because North Korea, if you talk to Wyoming Park or any of the people that have escaped from North Korea, it's...
What? Dude, your brain on like American libertarianism is so... It's spicy, dude. Like, it's fucking scary, dude. American libertarian brain rot is just nuclear grade enriched uranium levels of brain rot, okay? It's like, why don't we fucking invade North Korea? Like, why would we invade North Korea, man? Are you fucking insane? Like, that's fucking insane, dude. He's like looking at how fucked up. First of all, I mean, I guess he's not even saying that, but even using that as an example is psychotic, because like, why does North Korea exist in the way that it does currently? Like, if America wanted to stop all of these like you know, psychotic developments, and I do believe like Jusha, if you think about it, is not necessarily materialist in nature, and more so an ideology formed out of Marxist-Leninism, but has turned basically into a theocratic monarchy, okay? Self-reliance, on the principles of self-reliance or whatever. I know people are going to get fucking tankies, are going to get mad at me now, but like, holy shit, you seriously don't get what he's saying? He's just saying, if we're going to play world police, why pick fucking Afghanistan over something like North Korea? Because even that part is psychotic, dude. No, if you want to play world police, we got to police America, dude. Oh my God, you're such a lib. Yeah, I know, dude. No, you're right. Jusha is actually totally a valid fucking orthodox Marxist principle. Thank you, guys.
It's essentially a form of Holocaust. There's
Yes.
people that are in concentration camps. They've lived their whole lives there. Their children will be born there. There's people that are starving to death. There's people that are cannibalizing people. It's a weird, fucked up, horrific situation over there.
Yeah.
And there's no plan.
Thanks get mad at you because you never offer support for anti-imperialist and socialist countries. I mean, the best support that you can offer to fucking Venezuela or North Korea, which, by the way, is like not even on the same league, is to offer them the freedom and allowance to be able to trade around the world unrestricted, and to be able to cooperate in the fucking marketplace, the global marketplace. That's just the immediate reality. Lift the fucking sanctions. Like, that is 100% my take, by the way. Don't get me wrong. What do you mean? Like, yeah, debt forgiveness, lifting of fucking sanctions, unrestricted trade opportunities so that North Korea can enslave its population and have like a fucking Dengist revolution, okay, inevitably, if they want to do so, and they can become the next China, and then, you know, all the Western imperialist forces can turn around and talk about how wonderful capitalism is and fucking say, oh my God, look how many billions are lifted out of poverty. That's what you're supposed to do. It's not like I don't mention the reason why North Korea is in the situation that it's in. Like, I do. North Korea is not Marxist-Leninist. What are you on about? I don't think so. I don't think it is. I think there are delusional weirdos, though, that learned everything they learned from fucking memes on Left Book, and now they unironically believe that, like, North Korea is an anti-imperialist power and that, like, they are a socialist formation when it's not. And also, not only that, but, like, it fucking hurts your own cause. If you want to propagandize socialism, then, like, good luck. You have North Korea info from Vice? No, bro, I swear, bro. Listen, bro. I watched fucking Getting a Haircut in North Korea, bro, by those Australian guys, bro. I promise, dude. They're eating hamburgers every meal. I've seen that. Like, I've literally seen people be like, dude, trust me. North Korea, they're eating fucking hamburgers every meal.
To do anything about it.
Yeah.
But yet, we keep talking about doing things in the Middle East. And there's a lot of resources in the Middle East that may or may not be a motive to being there. One of them is drugs.
Yeah, just throw Koreans under the bus to sell socialism to libs? What? I'm not throwing them under the bus, you fucking idiot. Why are there so many idiots? Okay, we're done. We're done. We're not having this conversation. You're only making yourself look like a fucking clown ass, which you are. You are literally a fucking clown. At least just defend Cuba. Like, that's it. You don't have to fucking talk about North Korea. Just literally defend Cuba. You have an example of a nation that's been able to maintain its autonomy literally in our fucking backyard, despite, like, imperialist intervention for nearly a fucking century at this point. You know what I mean? Why do you have to fucking literally point to North Korea, you idiot? It makes me so mad. Like, it just, like, it's so fucking sad, dude.
Up until the invasion of Afghanistan, I mean, I'm not sure what the number is now, but Afghanistan, once we invaded, I think they were...
Talk about Peru. Talk about Bolivia. Talk about Latin American countries that have been able to withstand nearly a fucking century of brutality from Americans and still maintain some shred of fucking autonomy in spite all of that. Okay? You don't have to fucking literally point to North Korea, which is, like, not even remotely fucking Marxist. It's not. It is not even remotely Marxist. You're a fucking psycho. You're a delusional psychopath if you think a nation state formation that has definitely been absolutely cumstered and dumpstered and genocided by imperialist forces that then has turned around and closed off from the rest of the world, maintains this, like, incredibly autocratic structure that also passes down through blood. Like, there's literally a fucking there's blood lineage. It is unironically, if you consider Jusha to be a religion, which it's very similar to a religion, it is actually closer to a theocratic monarchy than it is to any sort of, like, Marxist governance.
We're the supplier of 94% of the world's opium.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Oh, yeah.
I didn't know that.
Well, the fucking United States troops were guarding poppy fields because these people that were there, that was their main way of making a living. and the U.S. troops were guarding the poppy fields. It's fucking crazy. Let's find out what the actual number is as of today, but I believe that I think that was the number at one point in time, that 94% of the world's opium supply was from
Wait, hold on. I missed everything here.
Up until the invasion of Afghanistan. I mean, I'm not sure what the number is now, but Afghanistan, once we invaded, I think they were the supplier of 94% of the world.
Okay, this guy is like trolling, right? They at least had a successful revolution despite decades of imperialism, closer to socialism than anything else the Western left can achieve. You're a fucking idiot, dude. I don't think you understand. Like, if you consider what North Korea did is like closer to a fucking socialist revolution, then you unironically are doing that exact same thing that reactionary Republicans attribute to the left all the time. My favorite thing, my absolute favorite thing, is when dumbass fucking lefties will literally just like adopt the same shit that right-wingers will yell at left-wingers about. Like, oh, socialism means you have to live in absolute filth and poverty, actually. Wow, how hypocritical. And then, like, there are actual lefties who say that from the left. Just like, oh, yeah, this is actually, yeah, socialism. Why don't you go live in North Korea? And then there's, like, actual fucking lefties who are literally adopting that straw man and being like, no, actually, North Korea, Democratic People's Republic of Korea, is actually a lefty formation. It's great.
Opium.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Some of you are like one step away from, like, literally, if there was another charismatic like leader that considered themselves to be a fucking leftist, like Lyndon LaRouche, you would be a LaRouche leftist.
Oh yeah,
I didn't know that.
Well, the fucking United States troops were guarding poppy fields because these people that were there, that was their main way of making a living. And the U.S. troops were guarding the poppy fields. It's fucking crazy. Let's find out what the actual number is as of today. But I believe that, I think that was the number at one point in time, that 94% of the world's opium supply was from Afghanistan.
Afghanistan specifically, wow.
There's also a massive supply of minerals, of conflict minerals, ironically. In 2014, the estimated opium production was 6,400, what is an MT? Yet in 2017, production climbed to a new record of 9,000 MT. Result of a drought. These levels of production are enough to supply most of the world's opiate markets.
Wow.
It's a study from the Brookings.edu.
Metric tons. That's what it is.
Okay, there you go.
Okay. 2007, Afghan opium production climbed to what was then seen as a staggering 8,200 metric tons. Interesting. In 2018, climbed to a new record of 9,000 metric tons, then falling to, in 2018, 6,400 metric tons. Massive amounts of opium.
Wow.
Yeah. This is what's crazy. The trafficking, okay, here it is. Estimated the gross value of the Afghan opium economy, including the cultivation of poppy, processing into heroin, and
This community spams tankies more than the V cult does nowadays, and you're encouraging by reading two dumbass shadows and taking them seriously. Yeah, my favorite thing is like when certain Marxist-Leninists will like get upset that I'm like fucking yelling about other psychos that will probably inevitably ground their worldview. Stop then. Stop bringing it up. I never talk about it on purpose. I personally never talk about it because it's completely irrelevant. There's never going to be a fucking like Maoist revolution in the United States of America. It doesn't matter. I don't care to fucking engage with like 12 people who are like shining path simps or some shit. Okay? So it personally doesn't matter to me, which is precisely why I don't talk about it. But those guys are like so stupid. Anyway, sorry.
Yeah. This is what's crazy. The trafficking, okay, here it is. Estimated the gross value of the Afghan opium economy, including the cultivation of poppy, processing into heroin, and trafficking up to Afghan borders, to be between US $4.1 billion and $6.6 billion in 2017. Wow.
It's so funny seeing those numbers there compared to like these trillions and trillions that they just keep printing. Sounds like nothing. I don't even know how these numbers are just get to a stage where you can't fathom.
It's just like too many zeros.
Yeah.
It's also like, where's that money going? Like if they're making that much money selling heroin, where's it going? Who's getting it? Who's selling it?
I don't
Where's
know.
it going? How's it get?
Dude, what the fuck? He's so close. I've never seen someone get so fucking close to the truth. Come on, dude.
Getting out of the country. Are you guys watching it? Watch the fields.
Yeah.
This is like, for the record, shit like this. Stuff like this is how you fucking actually bread pill weirdo libertarians like this, because they love conspiracy theories, and there are very real conspiracies that the media rarely ever covers and doesn't talk about because it's outside of their scope of interest in maintaining an imperialist, capitalist, hegemonic thought. So, literally, when he asked that question, you just gotta be like, yeah, where? Who is selling that? Where are they coming from? You know what I mean? It's awfully suspicious that whenever an imperial power invades an area, historically, there's always some kind of opiate production that's really going on over there. Kind of wild. A lot of these people, unfortunately, are really interested in conspiracy theories. So I've often thought about like selling the idea of like selling dialectical materialism as a conspiracy. You know what I'm saying? And I feel like it would work.
Keep an eye on it.
I have no idea, man. The world is such a weird place and always has been. I did listen to that podcast you did with Yeonmi Park, which was amazing. Amazing, by the way.
Yeah, it was wild.
North Korea it blows my mind that here in 2021, with everything, you know, we're doing and whatever, that there's just one country out there that we know like almost nothing about. It's just blacked out, totally disconnected from the world. Virtually everyone, no one's met anyone from there. Virtually no one's been there.
Yeah.
Even if you've been there, you can only go on like a guided tour to like one small part of it. It amazes me that that's
God damn it. They just like moved away from.
amazing, by the way.
Yeah, it was wild.
North Korea it blows my mind that here in 2021, with everything, you know, we're doing and whatever, that there's just one country out there that we know like almost nothing about. It's just blacked out, totally disconnected from the world. Virtually everyone, no one's met anyone from there. Virtually no one's been there.
Yeah.
Even if you've been there, you can only go on like a guided tour to
Yeah, I wonder why that is.
like one small part of it. It amazes me that that's a thing. I always just think like, how is that possible, given how interconnected we all are?
And she was saying that if it wasn't for China's support, they wouldn't be able to survive a week.
Yeah.
They would be like China. They need China's support, and that's the reason. And China props them up.
It's so weird. How do you think that that will come to an end?
They're talking about the North Korean Candace Owens, okay? Like, sure, her personal account is harrowing, okay? There's a lot of fuck shit that goes on in North Korea. Absolutely. 100%. But she literally uses that personal experience to turn around and be like, what's going on in North Korea is similar to like what I learned in Columbia University, okay? So she is the North Korean Candace Owens, which is not surprising that Joe Rogan had her on the show because Joe Rogan had Candace Owens on his show as well. Complete fucking grifter, okay?
It might not. It might go on for hundreds of years.
I think it will. I think evil always falls eventually.
It does eventually, but what is eventually? If a human lifetime is, you know, if 100 years if you're lucky, there's been many evil regimes that have lasted longer than that. So, I mean, many, many, many generations of people are going to suffer.
Yeah. It's so odd.
Are you saying she's lying or that she's like a MAGA cult? No, she's a grifter who very likely embellishes a bunch, but she doesn't even need to do that regardless because, like, fucking shit is popping off in North Korea in ways that would like obviously make most Western liberals go, holy fuck, that's terrible. But then she, one, embellishes, and then two, will use that as a counter to be like, the left here is exactly like North Korea. And also, you should be worried about liberalism here. So that's what it is. Like, that's what she does. And for those who say things like, well, oh my God, you wouldn't say that about a black person talking about racism. It's like, no, I do. I say it all the time. Candace Owens.
They can't do anything about it. The thing is, like, they're starving. They have no access to weapons. The government has full, complete control of them. And when you pass the borders, they have landmines set up.
Mm-hmm.
So if you're making a run for it, you're gonna fucking blow up.
And do you know what's China's interest with keeping or allowing it to stay that way? Is there some benefit to them?
That's a good question.
Because I know that they're propped up by China, but why would China want? Why would they want it to stay like that? I don't really understand that.
Well, they probably enjoy the fact that there's a conflict between North and South Korea, as they're both close to each other, and South Korea is allies with the United States. China has their fucking tentacles in so many different things, man. It's wild.
I got some more numbers here for you
Yeah?
that help with the Afghan thing.
Oh,
This
with
is from Wiki,
the
but they're from
opium thing?
from the Afghan papers, I think, is where a lot of this information came from.
As of 2017, opium production provides about 400,000 jobs in Afghanistan.
Yeah, North Korea is a buffer zone for China. That's why China has. That's why China props up North Korea and doesn't allow them to fucking wither away and destroy itself for being completely fucking forced out of participating in any sort of like global marketplace. It's just a fucking buffer state for China. Hey, if you don't want China to fucking take advantage of North Korea like this, then go ahead, build infrastructure in North Korea. This is what triggers the fuck out of me whenever people are like, China's engaging in vaccine diplomacy, or China's engaging in, the One Belt, One Road initiative. Okay, then you fucking build roads, dude. How about that? Unconditional aid. Not conditional aid, not IMF fucking loans that you force people to use on American and Western contractors. Just build it.
More than the Afghan National Security Forces, the opium trade spiked in 2006 after the Taliban lost control of the local warlords.
Right here, 93%.
93% of the non-pharmaceutical grade opiates of the world.
You know how, I don't know if you guys have ever heard this take before, but aren't Chinese investments ultimately conditional too? Oh yeah, for sure. It's a fucking global superpower. Of course it's conditional. I'm not making the mistake of saying that like China's doing this for fucking, honest and peaceful and beautiful reasons. No, they're doing it because they want to fucking make money. They want to extract all the natural resources and use it themselves and become the global superpower instead of America, as America is on its like deathbed as a dying empire. Sorry, people get mad at me when I say this, but America is a dying empire. So here's, before that I was going to say another thing. God damn it, I'm forgetting. Oh, there's this saying where like, ask a socialist, what their worldview is, and they'll describe it to you perfectly. Ask a capitalist what the failures of capitalism is, or what their, I fucked that up. I butchered it. I totally butchered it. I fucked it up. What was it, dude? God damn it. Warger, you fucked me up, dude. Ask a capitalist what the failures of socialism are, and they'll describe capitalism. Yes. Thank you. That was what it was. Ask a capitalist what is wrong with socialism, and they'll just describe capitalism. Notice how whenever the fuck they talk about, whenever people talk about, like, you know, there's a genuine concentration of power and wealth at the top under these socialist developments. It's like, you know, people don't have access to fucking medicine. People don't have access to food. People don't have access to shelter. It's like, yeah, dude, that's happening. Like, that's the whole thing that's happening here. That's what we want to fucking, you know, change. And it's the exact same fucking concept with China. Ask an American why they're fucking terrified of... Ask an American why they're terrified of China, and they'll describe America, okay? Just like if you ask a conservative why they're terrified of minorities, they'll describe being treated like one by themselves, okay? By people that will behave the same way that they have done for many years. It's just how it is. It's the same energy. That's why I always find it funny when people are just like, isn't it ask a socialist what's wrong with capitalism and they'll describe it perfectly? Ask a capitalist what's wrong with socialism and they'll describe capitalism. Yes, that's what it was. So, dude, this guy's asked like thoughts on what's happened with Armenia 1,000,000 times over. I have no idea what the fuck he's talking about. I'm just banning them. Like, there are so many reports coming out of like our Warhawk media about how like China's doing this, China's doing that, China's doing this, China's doing that. And like every fucking time they're talking about what China's doing, it's like they started a drone program. And it's like, wait, what do you mean? We have one too? What the fuck? Like, America fucking is terrified of what's going on in China whenever China's, I guess, doing some shit that's like similar to what America has been doing
World
and still
market
continues to do to this
originated
day.
in Afghanistan.
Yeah, more land is used in Afghanistan to grow for opium than cocoa cultivation in all of Latin America.
Wow. I did not know this.
Yeah.
I'd never linked Afghanistan with huge amounts of
Man,
opiates.
it's in a Sturgill Simpson song. I mean, we are...
Yes, because America regularly jails dissidents, restricts access to the internet, has no belief in free speech. I mean, America does do that, not to the same degree as China, but like we literally do that. The neoliberal system of control is significantly better than an authoritarian one. Don't get me wrong. This is a point I make routinely. I would, like, if I was, God King for a day, that's my preferred method of control. Okay? But yes, we fucking totally jail dissidents. We do that. Like, the fuck do you mean? Not Twitter bans, dude. No, I'm not talking about that. Motherfucker, look no further than, like, what America has done historically to, and even in, like, modern day to whistleblowers. What, you think we're so nice to whistleblowers, dude? Yeah, Edward Snowden, Chelsea Manning, Julian Assange. The fuck? Yeah. Think about what happens to dissidents in America. You know, oh man, the Chinese government is so bad. It's like, oh yeah, I didn't realize Fred Hampton still was alive and well. MLK, Fred Hampton, Malcolm X. You want to know what America does to political dissidents? They just call them terrorists. Okay, not all of them, obviously. Or some of them get whitewashed like MLK, even though he was a fucking socialist.
We're repeating what happened in the Vietnam War, right? In the Vietnam War, that was a big part of what the Vietnam War was all about, was the heroin.
2 days ago, I had Mike Preisner on, Iraq War veteran. and fucking, you know, member of the PSL, literally talked about how he got arrested 3 times outside of the White House for fucking doing a protest. You know what I mean? And people in here are like, what do you mean? I don't get it. Like, fucking what?
Trade. This is what's going on here, man.
Yeah.
It's like it's got to be a factor. This idea that it's not a factor of why we're there and that some fucking scumbag is not profiting off of this, for sure it is. There's no way they're not. I mean, if these are the same people that paid
See,
Barry
this is what I mean. He's close.
SEALs to run coke over from South America and drop it into Mena, Arkansas, you don't think that they would be making money over in Afghanistan?
No, I do, man. I believe that every government is corrupt.
They're gonna make a documentary about the poppies. They're gonna have to. Someone, now that we're out of Afghanistan, someone is gonna make a documentary about the heroin trade, and people are gonna fucking blow their wig off. They're gonna be like, "What?" Watch the entire episode.
God damn it, dude. Yeah, but there's no equivalence between the U.S. and China. The U.S. is a liberal state, whilst China is committing a genocide on Uyghurs. What is the #1 story in the news right now? Right now, like today. It's one of our many horrifying foreign policy endeavors. We're literally watching a video titled Afghanistan and U.S. Intervention Policies. This motherfucker's like, dog, I mean, what the fuck? Yeah, U.S. famously not genocide doer and not genocide haver, not supporting genocide in Yemen presently either. No, of course not. Don't you get it? Genociding foreigners is fine. Genociding domestic people isn't fine unless they're illegal. Then it's still fine. Well, also, genociding domestically or mass enslavement of a group of individuals with a constitutional carve-out that legalizes slavery is also totally fine. You know, it's labor camps if it's elsewhere, but it's just a regular prison, just a regular old federal prison if it's in the U.S., baby.